Hi everyone and welcome to this lesson on dominant sevenths. This is the second one in a series where we're going to add some more dominant seventh patterns to our arsenal. Now remember that the dominant is built from the fifth degree of the scale. So in this lesson you're going to need to go along from whatever key we're in, 5 notes, and then build a seventh chord upon the fifth note or fifth degree in that scale. So remember that a dominant seventh in the key of, for example, C started on G. If you don't remember that, then it might be worth going back and having a little refresher on the first dominant seventh chord video that I've done where we covered the keys of C, F and G. So just as a quick recap, we go across to the fifth note of the scale. So say for example in C major, we have to go to our fifth note, C, D, E, F, G. So G is our fifth note. Then we want to build a seventh chord. How do we build the seventh chord? Well, we play the first note, the third note, the fifth note, that gives us our regular chord, our regular major chord in this case, and then we add our seventh, which in this case would be the F natural because we're in C major. So the notes that we'd have would be the first, which is G, because this is built upon the fifth, remember, the third, which is B, the fifth, D, and the seventh, which is F natural. So that would be our dominant seventh in the key of C. Now it's quite important that you get your head around this, because when it comes to improvising and jazz, you often get 5-1 turnarounds or a 5-1 cadence point. Not only in jazz, not only in blues, but it's in all music. So it's vital that you know your dominant sevenths. And here we're going to add a few more patterns. So the keys that we're going to actually cover today are the key of B flat, the key of D, the key of A, and the key of E flat. So if you've been working through the lesson systematically, you should know all of those keys quite well by now. So hopefully you'll be able to go along to the fifth note and make the dominant seventh built upon it. Of course you can use the PDF here to help you, and I'm going to have overlays of all the scales as well so we can get them under our fingers. So what I want you to get from this lesson is the ability to actually play the scale quickly over time. So you're going to need to put this into your practice schedule. Make sure you just know them and also start to hear this dominant seventh as well, because in the next lesson we're going to start actually implementing them into an exercise that will then sound complete because of the addition of the dominant seventh. Okay, so it might sound mega confusing at the moment. Remember, this is just an introduction to dominant sevenths. We're going to go into them in more detail, so if you don't understand dominant sevenths entirely from these couple of lessons, well, I'm going to make sure that in future lessons you're going to get a little bit more information so you can start putting things together. This is a systematic approach to improving on the saxophone and your theory knowledge. So don't worry if you don't understand everything there is to possibly know about dominant sevenths. But what I do want you to be able to do is go, right, can I play a dominant seventh in the key of B flat? Yes, okay, off I go. Can I play a dominant seventh in the key of E flat? Yes, off I go. So that you know these dominant seventh chords really well, and this is going to stand you in really good stead for when you come to improvise, when you come to interpret chords. Okay, so let's get on to the first one then. So the first one we're going to do is the key of B flat. So B flat major has B flats and E flats in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up my scale to the fifth note. B flat C, D, E flat, F. B flat C, D, E flat, F. And then I'm going to build a seventh chord. So my seventh chord would be F, A being the third, C being the fifth, and because we're in B flat, we've got an E flat in there, so my seventh is E flat. I'll carry on and come back down. Let's just do that again. So this is the dominant seventh in the key of B flat. And there is our dominant seventh. F, A, C, E flat, all 6 little finger, remember. F with the octave key, E flat, C, A, F, So put this into your practice routine, practice it lots and lots and lots, get faster at it, build it up. There might be awkward movements in there, remember, so C to E flat is one that most people struggle with. So maybe you want to go C, E flat, so you're working on putting on your octave key there. C, E flat, C, E flat. So it's worth taking out that little movement, it's a bit awkward, drilling it, and then as soon as you find it in pieces, well, what? You're going to find it dead easy. Easiest thing in the world, C to E flat, I've done it millions of times. Right, now to the next scale then. So we're going to be in the key of D now. Which note does that start on? If I'm in the key of D, which note is the dominant? Have a second just to think about that. Let's go over it then. So we've got D, it's been our root, E, F sharp, G, A. So there's my scale of two sharps, F and C, so F sharp and C sharp in those, and I'm going to start it on A. So what are my notes then? A is my root, which is the dominant or the fifth degree of the scale in D. C sharp being the third, up to an E, up to the seventh, which is G, and then A at the top. Let's just do that again. I'll try that, playing that together nice and slowly. A, C sharp, E, G, A, G, E, C sharp, A, and again. Notice my fingers there, I'm not letting them fly away, I'm keeping them nice and close to the saxophone. I'm always keeping good technique as I play all of these scales. So you might find, I had a scat lesson with someone the other day and they were saying that, oh, but Dan, keeping my fingers close to the sax is absolutely slowing me down. Well, yes it will, because you've got another level of concentration there. But I'll tell you something, it's worth it. And over the course of a few weeks even, just a few short weeks of getting your fingers closer to the saxophone, you'll find that you'll be speeding up, you'll be able to play things a lot faster than you ever could before. It's worth focusing on good technique. Make sure that your fingers are in the right place without tension. So you should never feel any tension here. If you're feeling tension in your hands, that's obviously going to cause a problem. Okay, so moving on then, let's go on to the next one. So we're in the key of A now. How many sharps does that have? We should be thinking, what are our mnemonics there? Charles goes down and, oh yeah, three sharps. What are they? F, Father, Charles goes. Do you remember this from earlier? This is early on in stage one. Father, Charles goes. Three sharps, F, C, and G. Okay, right, so I need to find the dominant, starting from A, B, C sharp, D, E. So starting on E, I've got to remember my key signature here. Remember I've got F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp in here. So E is my root, a third above that, giving me G sharp, 1, 2, 3, a fifth, the seventh is D natural. Going to play the E again, then come back down. So slow it together. E, G sharp with little finger, B, D natural, E, D natural, B, G sharp, E. Now, of course, you could extend this over 2 octaves once you get really good at it, but for now, how about trying just to fly at 1 octave, get that nice and smooth, learn what it actually sounds like, and then you can try extending these over an octave, or in fact to a 12th as well if you want to. That's another option for you. Right, and finally, we're going on to E flat major. E flat major, so a dominant 7th in the key of E flat major. Alright, what have we got there? Well, find the dominant. Well, first let's get the key signature sorted. So what have we got? 3 flats. We said farm boy eats. Farm boy eats. So we've got 3 flats there. What are they in order? Boy eats apple. So remember these mnemonics for your sharps and your flats. If you haven't got a clue what I'm on about, then you've skipped some videos, naughty person. So go back and check out those videos, check out these key signatures. It's really important, I can't stress it enough, it's really important that you know your key signatures, because what is a key signature? You can play in all the keys because you know them. If you don't, you're going to always come unstuck. So spend some time just learning these key signatures. So we have 3 flats, right? What is our 5th? E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. So my dominant seventh in the key of E flat starts on B flat. Right, what notes have I got then? So I've got B flat, third above that, the fifth would be D, and the fifth would be F. My seventh, A flat in the key signature. So it's A in the key signature, we've got an A flat, so A flat. B flat at the top. Then back down. So we've got B flat, D, F, A flat, B flat, A flat, F, D, B flat. So get used to flying over that one. Also, you could start from honking low B flat as well if you wanted to. So you can start from that low B flat there, where you've got all 6 keys, little finger for that low B flat there. You could do that over 2 octaves if you wanted to. Nice little trick to get used to playing over the full range of the saxophone, and a good excuse to actually practice some low notes as well. Alright then guys, so I'm going to leave that one there for now. You have a go at putting those dominant sevenths into your practice routine. Hopefully you can get a little bit quicker at these. Remember, play them with the metronome. Da 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 da. I like to play these in quavers, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. So da 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 dum. A little bit faster. Da 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 dum. So you can start nudging the metronome speed up a little bit and get a little bit quicker. Goal set, okay, so today you managed to do it perfectly 3 times in a row at 90, crotchet 90. Well, tomorrow maybe you could try and get it to 100, maybe the day after 110. Get some goal setting in place, improve your technique, get faster, and make sure that you can do this by rote. So quickly, you've got to be really snappy with these. Right, so which note would you start on in the dominant seventh in the key of B flat? What would it be? F, good. If you're in D, what would it be? A. If you're in E flat, what would it be? B flat, should be really quick. What about if you're in C? Starts on G, good. And what about if you're on F? If you're in F, it starts on C. And if you're in G major, what would you start on? D. Right, so you've got to be really quick, it's faster than me in this video, get really, really quick. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I shall catch you in the next tutorial where we're going to talk about adding these scales onto the, dominant sevenths onto the end of scales. Alright guys, I shall catch you then. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.